I was one of them, one of the 600. I lived through the charge that the world cannot forget. You need to understand this poem, not just the rhythm of the lines, but the world we rode into, and why Tennyson told the story the way he did. It was the Crimean War, a war people back home already questioned, a war Britain entered for reasons many didn't understand. And then came Balaclava. A mistake, an order sent wrong, a charge into the wrong valley, a slaughter. But Tennyson was the poet laureate. His task wasn't to expose the blunder. His job was to steady the nation, to honor us, to turn disaster into glory. So he wrote this, a poem about unity, duty, and the courage of an army moving as one. The focus, the experience of the collective soldier, our loyalty, our discipline, our sacrifice. 6 stanzas, but nothing regular about them. The rhythm breaks, the rhyme shifts, the lines surge and stutter. That chaos on the page is the chaos we charged through. Yet Tennyson keeps weaving in repetition, couplets, and marching rhythms. Even as the world fell apart, we held our formation. Control in chaos, that's the story he tells. Boldly they rode, and well, into the jaws of death, into the mouth of hell. We did ride boldly, or at least, that's what we wanted to believe. Tennyson uses the adverb boldly to turn our charge into a symbol, a stylized image of bravery, and the assonance between boldly and rode smooths the motion, turning our gallop into something almost heroic, almost beautiful. 2 truths live inside that word. Maybe we really weren't afraid. Maybe honor burned so bright there was no room for fear. Or maybe we were terrified, but we rode anyway, because duty doesn't ask how you feel, it only asks if you obey. Either way, Tennyson makes our bravery unquestionable. Then come the monsters. The jaws of death, the mouth of hell. A biblical reference to Psalm 23, the valley of death. Tennyson turns us into men of faith, men who ride like Christ walked, devoted, obedient. Personification gives death a mouth, hell a hunger. Predators waiting to swallow us whole. And still, we charged. He even grows the imagery, from valley of death earlier to the jaws and mouth here, showing danger increasing, closing in. But the more terrible the danger, the greater our courage appears. This is how legends are written. Stormed at with shot and shell, while horse and hero fell. This is what it really felt like. Not glory, noise, fire, chaos. The sibilance, shot and shell, is the hiss of shells, the scream of metal, the air tearing apart. And the metaphor, stormed at, turns the cannon fire into a violent storm, a force no human can fight. It happened again on our retreat. The same line repeats because there was no escape, forward or backward, the storm followed us. And then the poem zooms in. Horse and hero fell. A rhyming couplet brings a sudden, painful clarity. You hear the rhythm of bodies hitting the ground. The alliteration of the H, horse, hero, ties us to our animals, both dying the same death, under the same command. He calls us heroes, because the truth, that we died from a mistake, was too heavy for the nation to carry. So Tennyson lifts us, puts us on pedestals, wraps the chaos in the music of a march that hides the cost. When can their glory fade? Honor, honor the Light Brigade, noble 600. When can their glory fade? He doesn't expect an answer. He gives the answer. Never. The end stop locks the idea in place. Our glory is permanent, untouchable. But glory is complicated when you've lived through it. Then comes the command. Honor. Honor the Light Brigade. An imperative. A voice ordering the people just as we were ordered into the valley. And you know what? People listened. They honored us. They mourned us. They forgot the blunder and remembered the bravery. Noble 600. A title that binds us together, even though many didn't return. It gives equal honor to every man who followed the command. That was Tennyson's purpose. Unite the nation. Protect morale. Transform outrage into admiration. We became symbols. Heroes on horseback. Proof that Britain stands strong even in disaster. And maybe that's how we deserve to be remembered. If you want your grade 9, remember this. Tennyson wasn't just telling a story, he was shaping a legacy, turning a tragedy into national pride. To understand the poem fully, study the bravery, the political propaganda, the structure, and the way language turns men into myth. And don't forget, you can watch all the full poem analyses right here on GCSE LitVerse to master every AO2 idea in the anthology, where characters teach you literature,